Episode of Beerly Out of Bounds. It's your boy Rico Daddy Slick here.
How did your crew not get out there? They're playing off!
On the green, we sway with a beer in hand every day. From the tee to the hole, we're just trying to keep control. We're barely out of bounds, drinking and golfing around. A toast to the fairway we raise, for the love of the game and the haze. For the love of the game and the haze.
I don't know if about it this live. I don't know.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Beerly Out of Bounds. You're joined, as always, by myself, a resident golf nerd, and then also to my right, we have Big Ticket and Zane. How you doing, guys?
You didn't say it.
Fantastic.
You didn't say it. I
Where is
thought we went over this. If I whoop your butt on the golf course, you have
Okay.
to call me by my real
First
name.
off, we need to pause there because we're 1-1 last week. So
We are. Yeah, that's fair.
and I went on video, so there's evidence of it.
Fair enough. Fair
That
enough.
video will hopefully be coming out in the next week and a half.
Yeah.
But
it's
so
obviously
keep your eyes
production.
out, keep your eyes open for that.
There's a little lead time on that production.
A lead
you know?
time. It's a
Little
long
lead.
video, it takes time to edit, but we do have that first match played, and your boy was victorious. But how we doing?
Doing all right. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm getting ready to drink some alcohol and talk golf with two of my favorite people in the world.
Oh,
So
he likes us. He likes us. Well, this right here is Big Ticket, aka the Putter Whisperer, as he likes to be named on his voice message machine, and yeah,
Call it voicemail.
voicemail on his voicemail.
They just came out with that.
Yeah, it's new. It's a
Yeah.
new thing. So, so he calls himself the Putter Whisperer. But Dad told me about a day last week that he was not whispering to them putters. He was more like yelling at them.
Stuttering. That was a putter stutter.
The putter stutter.
Putter stutter.
Putter stutter. So anyway, but yeah, we're excited to have Dad on the podcast.
Great to
He's
be
a fun
here.
guy, and hopefully you guys enjoy him too. So, but this is a beer podcast. This is a drinking podcast. We've got to talk golf, but we also got to drink while doing it. So I hope you guys don't mind. I'll start us off.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
got a Keystone Light, fun little beverage. I've been on the craft brew train here the past month.
Is money that tight, Zane?
Money's that tight, boys. We're trying to save up for tournaments, guys. It's tournament season come April.
By
We're
the
gonna get
way,
done.
I found out some information last night. I'll tell you once you finish talking about your Keystone Light that you're really excited about.
I'm really excited about the Keystone Light, baby. It's everything a man wants. Coors Brewing Company. So Dad should like it. Dad likes Coors. And then
It's not Coors. I'll tell you that much.
I know it's not. And then Dad right here, he's got himself a beverage. Dad, what you got?
Got the original COVID killer. Tito's with a splash of cranberry. So,
All right.
salute.
Ooh.
Oh, and Zach, guess what? Dad brought us the Red Wave, baby.
Oh yeah,
The
nice.
Red Wave. So it's cooling right now.
Okay, very good.
It's sitting in an ice bath. It's got to chill out. It's got to chill out.
We sent all our best tasters out to the streets of Manhattan, the Golden Gates of San Francisco, the downtown Austin. Captured all those liberal tears. It's made it from the purest liberal tears. It's the smoothest one we've come up with yet.
All right.
We fine-tuned it.
And you guys refine it every year, don't you?
We do.
Refine it every year, every election season. So anyway.
Alrighty.
All right.
So, couple things. We're just gonna blow through this.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about me and Zane playing a match. Zane, I just want to get a quick update on where your game's at because we're heading into tournament season.
Yeah.
How you feeling about your game?
I'm feeling all right. I know Zach loves doing these little how's your game action at the beginning of these, but my game's feeling pretty good. I actually played yesterday in a prospect and member round, and I had 4 birdies in 5 holes.
Nice.
And then we went back to the academy. I've never had 4 birdies in a row. That was an unreal feeling. Like you just feel like, and we ended after that 5th hole. And I was just like, damn, I wonder if I had stayed out here. Like, if course record was, it was course record watch or whatever. But
yeah.
Well, and that's the crazy thing. Zach knows. So the first hole on both those courses is a short par 5. I actually parred it. So I birdied 4 in a row, not counting a par 5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good about my game. We got the new wedges in, the T1s, the Mizuno T1s. They're feeling good. I got Zach. I think I might have told you. So I went a little bit flexier on the shaft because I have that issue of spinning my ball out of rough. And so,
yeah,
but
with the wedges.
With the wedges, and so I worked on that. I got to hit them a little bit today, and they are spinning more. I mean, a lot more. And so,
I was actually looking this up this week because I was interested. Tour professionals actually go heavier shaft with more flex and wedges because there's so very few times that they're ever hitting those full.
Mm-hmm.
That they don't need that speed resistance. What they're looking for is spin out of the rough, spin into greens.
And the counterbalance in the weight of the shaft.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is something I looked up earlier today. So that's good.
Yep. So I'm excited about that. What about you?
I'm feeling pretty good about my game. I think my ball striking is about as good as it's ever been. Especially in the upper end of the bag. Tee shots were really good both times we played. No lost balls, hit a lot of fairways. I think I had 1 or 2 maybe bad tee shots over those 27 holes. But other than that, I hit the ball really, really well off the tee. It was kind of weird. So the first time we played, I putted really well, and that's what won me the match. And then the second time we played, I putted very poorly, and that's what lost me the match. So, I mean, we're going through some, I don't know if I'd call them putting woes, but just a little bit of up and down. Just need to be a little bit more consistent on the putting green. And it was one of those things where, like, putts that I normally expect to drop didn't. I was lipping out. I lipped out quite a bit. So it's just one of those things. But all in all, I feel very good. I mean, for me, with the stat app that I use, Swing You, for me to be
a great app.
Yes, it is a great app.
It's a great
app. They do
app.
round relative handicaps on there. I did a whole Twitter post about the round I had with Zane and broke down the stats and how I felt about everything.
You did not look happy at the end of that round.
I wasn't very happy. It was just a disappointing round because for as good as I hit the ball, for instance, with round relative handicaps, I was a +10 off the tee and a +3 on approach.
And he hit his drive.
2 over.
Awesome. I mean, he was killing the ball.
I did some speed training today too. That felt really good. I'm a little sore, but I did some speed training today, so I feel pretty
Nice.
good.
What are you doing for speed training? You just swing as fast as possible, doing the whole Bryson move?
Yeah. That, and then because one of the things that I'm kind of worried about, because for those of you who don't know, oh, by the way, what I'm drinking tonight, I'm having another Diet Pepsi and Jameson. If you were on for Beerly Football, that's what I had last week. Trying to lose some weight, keeps the calories down. I am down 12 pounds in under a week, so
Nice.
I feel pretty good about that. One of the worries, though, when you drop a lot of weight is you can drop swing speed as well because there's less weight moving through the ball. So I just want to make sure I keep that up. I did hit a couple today. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have my launch monitor hooked up because I wasn't really worried about the numbers. It was just about training my body to turn faster. Mm-hmm. I did hit a couple today that I'm pretty sure got to over 170 ball speed, which is pretty good for me.
Yeah.
I typically hover around 165 to 167. I got a couple right out of the middle on like hard swings that flew past the back flag on the range in the air.
Nice.
So I was hitting it well, and we're still on mats, so we're all the way back. So I felt pretty good about that. But, work on and then after that I worked on putting for a little bit, just making sure I was hitting my lines and getting the pace right. But yeah, so I feel pretty good. But let's go into the news that everyone wants to talk about.
Let's do it.
The Masters betting odds, Dad.
Yeah.
Sorry, big ticket. Putter stutter.
No relation.
The putter stutter. I love that.
So just got some prop bets for the Masters. Tiger Woods to spend more money at Hooters than he wins at the Masters. The odds on that are 6-9.
It's a good one. Because I actually, if he goes to a Hooters, I think he actually wins that. I think that bet cashes.
I think so. Rory McIlroy to win the Masters is 100,000 to 1.
I actually think that I think even on those odds, I think that's not a safe bet. I don't think you get your money back there. I just immediately no.
Well, it does say that you would be required to complete an online alcohol assessment.
I agree with that.
At the time.
I agree. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
All right. Patrick Cantlay to complete at least one round under 5.5 hours, 500 to 1.
I think there's better odds on that than Rory winning the Masters, but I think it's. I think there's better odds on that, but it's still I wouldn't touch that. The only one I love so far is the Tiger Woods spend more money at Hooters. That's the only one I'm really eyeballing.
This is my favorite one coming up. Patrick Reed to have a mysterious rule situation, but the odds are only 3 to 4. So very likely to you have to bet more than you'd win, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So
is there a prop bet on him complaining about the ruling that he's given? Because he's quote unquote not Jordan Spieth. No, I love that. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And the last one is Bryson DeChambeau to shoot level par 67 or better all 4 rounds.
Level par 67. That's a good joke.
That's what his level par should be at the Masters.
Yeah. I guess.
That's a good
one. That's a
good
one. That's a good
one. That's a deep cut because a lot of people don't remember that. He was like, yeah, I think that Gus's par should be like 67.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because Brooks, someone asked Brooks that same question about the Masters, about like, hey, do you think you could shoot 64 here? And Brooks goes, have you ever played here?
Yeah. Have you ever played here?
Have you ever played here?
Well, the funny thing about like Bryson saying that, like, he's turned a corner for me in my heart. I actually kind of like the guy, but like the funny thing about saying that is like, okay, now you're saying that like you can shoot like a 63. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, something that he's never done out there.
Yeah.
Like he's had good rounds out there, but never that low.
Yeah, no, never that low.
So it was just kind of funny to me. But anyway, that's your weekly prop bets on the Masters
prop
2025.
So far, yeah, that's the best we came up with.
Big bets with big ticket.
Big shout out to Golf Unplugged for those prop bets.
Shout out to Golf Unplugged.
Golf Unplugged. We didn't plagiarize anything.
Alrighty. So PGA Tour action this past week. We had excuse me, I lost my train of thought. We had Brian Campbell taking it down in Mexico over Potgieter. I think that's how you say his name. The South African Bomber. They took it down after many playoff holes. And probably the highlight of that playoff was this shot right here. I'm going to share my screen. You guys could take a look at that. But a lot of people are dubbing this the luckiest break ever. I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are.
Okay.
Campbell hitting this very low and out to the right. This is dicey.
This is going to need a good bounce, and
it got one. It hit the trees and came back.
Goodness.
Campbell hitting this very low and out
that
to the
looks all
right.
too
This
familiar
is
for
dicey.
me. That doesn't happen to you guys? I don't see the problem.
Second luckiest thing I've ever.
You would say that, man. You would say that.
The luckiest thing I ever saw was Hale Irwin. I wish I knew that was coming up. I can't remember the year, but it was a major, and he hit it into the rocks. I think at Pebble Beach, and it bounced back out of the rock.
I think I remember seeing that, a video of that. Yeah.
Because I think that was, in fact, I know it was a U.S. Open that happened in, so a little bit bigger stage.
Mm-hmm.
And
was he competing for the win?
That he ends up winning in a playoff the next day. That was
oh my god!
Yeah, if that don't happen, the journeyman guy would have won.
Really?
He
wow!
Won in a playoff. God, something Donald. I want to say.
Not Luke.
No,
I know.
no, he's an American. While y'all were talking, I was trying to look that up, but yeah, it was. I remember seeing it. I was like, God dang, how does that happen? But then I play with a guy that hits it off the screens into the pool screens, and it bounces back into the fairway.
Who's that?
Jody Myers,
Jody,
the living legend, Jody Myers.
This is actually Brian Campbell.
One day.
This is actually Brian Campbell's first win on tour, his first top 10 of the year, even. So, shout out to him getting it done down in Mexico.
Absolutely, that was awesome.
Actually, this is his first top 10 finish of his career. So,
wow.
And he's been on the tour since 2017. Gets his first win in Mexico. So, big deal for that guy. A lot of talk was about Potgieter going into the final round because he was absolutely smashing the ball around the golf course. I believe I saw some drives.
I got to meet him. He was one of, obviously, I think he was British Am. So he came over. He was with Adam Sargent.
Gotcha.
And so he was playing in the Georgia Cup. So I got to actually meet Potgieter.
Gordon Sargent?
Gordon Sargent. Sorry, I don't know why I said Adam Sargent. But yeah, Gordon Sargent. And so they were playing at the Golf Club of Georgia and that thing, and Potgieter destroyed Sargent.
Is that right?
Destroyed him.
They both pound the ball, don't they?
The funny thing is, yeah, Potgieter hits it way further.
Does he?
Yeah. The thing too was wild is Sargent actually played better at the Masters that year.
Yeah.
Than Potgieter did. But Potgieter is a good player, man. He is a freaking mammoth. I mean, he just destroys the golf ball. So
sorry, that was Medina, by the way. Sorry, Luke Donald at Medina.
Luke Donald
Medina.
I thought you said it was Hale Irwin.
Well, Hale Irwin was the one that
hit the shot and ended up winning. It was over Luke Donald.
Or knocked it in the rocks.
Why'd you say Luke Donald at Medina?
Luke Donald was who he was playing against.
Oh, it was Luke Donald. You said Donald. I said Luke Donald, and you said no, not Luke Donald.
Anyway. But yeah, kind of a David versus Goliath situation. So Actually, I'm curious as to what his career earnings were before this win, because his official money as of today is $1.5 million.
So
So he must have been
a couple 100,000 maybe.
a couple 100,000 maybe before today.
Had to be.
So that's pretty crazy. Good for him. Shout
Yeah.
out to that guy. I mean, talk about, we always talk about the mules on the tour. This guy is certainly one of them. Been on the tour since 2017 and probably has made a little over a couple $100,000.
Calling him an ass, Dad. He's calling him an ass.
Not only that, but that doesn't add up though, because generally to keep your card, you have to win about $500,000 a year, don't you? I would think.
No, well, now you might have to, because they just changed the rules to be top 100 instead of top 125. So, like, if you look at the FedEx Cup earnings in 2024, that's standings.
That's crazy. So on the Corn Ferry Tour, listen to this. On the Corn Ferry Tour, he made over $1 million. And then next year, he joined the PGA Tour, and since then he's made 1.5.
Wow.
Counting the win.
So he made more money as a Corn Ferry player than a PGA Tour
You
player.
win versus
Facts. Yeah, facts.
missing cuts and finishing top.
Well, and your goal is to be the best, right? So
Right.
you do have to take a little bit of a hit in the intermediate.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those guys definitely, I know that they have status to play on Corn Ferry events if they want to. So if you wanted to make more money, he 100% could throw some more Corn Ferry events on his calendar.
Yeah.
If he wanted to do that.
Right.
So he probably didn't want to do that because he wants to play with the best.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
and it's a higher earning potential as well. Like
100%.
Yeah. A top 20 on the PGA Tour pays better than a top 10 at the Corn Ferry.
Yeah.
So, alrighty. Next thing I want to cover is the press conference from Gary Woodland.
That's a good one.
Talking about his story. So we're gonna go ahead and play that now.
The love and support I've had from the tour and the golf world it's nothing less than amazing. I truly love being out here. And this is my 17th year on tour. I probably took it for granted. I mean, through 2011 through 2019, I had a nice stretch. I think it was Tour Championship, 7 out of 9 years. I won 4 times. I won a major. Like, you take it for granted. This is what it's going to be like. And that was taken away from me, and it was almost taken away from me for good. And I realized how much I enjoyed that. I realized how much I enjoy coming and doing the mundane things, the things week in, week out, the pro-ams, everything that you probably say this is take a little for granted. I don't take that for granted anymore. I enjoy that. I enjoy each day because I know what the alternative is, and I don't want that.
So
fair.
Yeah.
Definitely
powerful message.
Fair.
A lot of times
that really brings up memories of the I can't believe he shorted himself on saying major, that full word, because that was awesome. That finish, oh God. Shot into the green, put about 25 feet away from the hole, and then drains it to win the U.S. Open at Pebble. That was so
a big deal.
Cool. We were at U.S. golf camps. I remember exactly where I was. That was one of those things like you'll never forget. And we were watching it with the kids, and obviously it was a late finish. And we were just watching it on the projector, and he hits it up there, and we're just like, we're going crazy, just bananas. And then he drains it from like 30 feet. You notice how it keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
And then from 40 feet, we just roared, dude. It was
from
crazy.
90 feet out. He just
once that 90-footer dropped. Once that
90-footer dropped, the whole crowd, the whole everyone erupted into applause. And
And then the guy shouted, "Great!"
And anyway, when the 70-footer went in, I cried.
Yes. Oh, so good.
But a
You know
very
what?
powerful
Keystone-
message from Gary Woodland.
I will say, everybody hating on Keystone Light ain't that bad.
That's because Zane. What place did you finish in the beer tasting contest?
Dead last.
DFL.
But that's telling different beers apart, you know. It's like, and I did get, so it was, and Zach can attest to this. It was hard to know the difference between.
It
like,
was. I didn't finish first.
Like it was really hard. Like you guess Heineken and it'd be a Blue Moon or whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
you don't confuse Heineken and Blue Moon.
Yeah.
The big two that were tough to guess between was Stella and Heineken.
Stella and Heineken, yeah.
Stella and Heineken, and then you had like Budweiser, Bud Light, Coors, Miller Lite, and like
those were pretty difficult to tell the difference.
It was difficult to tell the difference between those. I thought it was relatively easy to guess Bud Light. I haven't had enough Budweiser to know the difference between that and anything else, but like Bud Light, the difference between Stella and Heineken was hard. And then Coors Light, Miller Light, I feel like tastes pretty similar.
I just felt like y'all guessed and I guessed worse. That's what I think happened. I think you guys guessed better than I did. That's what happened.
But anyway. But a powerful message there from Gary Woodland. Obviously, he had some health complications.
Little sidebar, he actually kept Brooks Koepka from winning his third straight U.S. Open.
He did.
That's true.
Is pretty wild.
He did. That was insane. That was such a good tournament.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as the Masters. Wasn't good as 81. That wasn't as good as 81, but it was good. You know what I mean? 81 being the 81st win of Tiger Woods' career, which was the Masters.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as that, but it was pretty damn good. I mean, that's still in my mind, you know, especially with the Masters coming up, that was the best tournament I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
110%.
I mean, the only thing,
what would you guys say beats it? What beats it?
I think, to me, it was the year, and I don't remember the year, but it was the year Mickelson won his first Masters, because there was a stretch of golf there that was so insane from everybody on the course, it seemed like. You had people knocking it in on 16 to par 3, right?
Yes.
So KJ Choi making a run. I mean, everybody was making a run. It was just insane, the shots being made. And, of course, always being a Mickelson fan, him winning his first major was pretty crazy. So,
by the way, Dad,
and he went out and won it. I mean, nobody folded for him to win it. And so that was, and I think with the Tiger thing, I think there were a couple of people that fell down the stretch. I know Koepka did.
Oh, well, Finau and
Koepka both, right?
Finau, Koepka, and then what's his name? The Molinari.
That's right. They
Molinari
just
insane, dude. Hole 12.
The 12.
Hole 12. It's astonishing.
The same hole that killed Jordan Spieth.
Yes.
From killing it again. So,
it was astonishing.
I mean,
I think my favorite Masters, I think it was 2016. When Rory just forgot how to make a 3-foot putt, snap hooked his drive into that creek on the left.
Back 9 at the Masters. Woo!
I think he shot 81 that day or something. That's probably my favorite Masters of all time.
That's harsh.
That's bad.
That's harsh.
He's a bad man. Zach's a bad man.
Yeah.
No, in all honesty, I think
resident Rory hater, not resident.
The one I was most interested in, like the one I watched the most, was when Rahm won it a couple years ago. Him and Brooks in that final group.
Okay.
I mean, they're both playing just so well all week. And Brooks would like make a big putt, and then Rahm would respond, and it was a 2-man race, but it was two of the best golfers in the world at the top of their game.
Facts. I just think that one match, I just think, well, because you had a lot of players ahead of Tiger who were also inching up on the leaderboard. Zach, remember?
Or Cam Smith's British Open. was a great major. Cam Smith.
That was a good major too. Cam Smith winning at St. Andrews. Well, that was a great tournament, man. Zach's
God, he was
right about that.
God, you want to talk about a guy rolling the rock, dude?
I'll tell you another great U.S. British Open. Probably the best British Open was the duel between Henrik Stenson and Mickelson. The year Mickelson goes out and shoots like 65 and loses ground in the last round.
Yeah,
because Stenson shot like 63 or something.
Yeah,
that was insane.
One of the most interesting ones was Watson and Sink.
Watson,
Yeah.
Remember that?
Good.
That was awesome.
At
I
like
love
65 years old, Watson leading the British Open.
I know.
That was crazy.
That'll never happen again, I don't think.
I'm not sure. It will.
Or Keegan Bradley's win at the U.S. Open. Or was it the PGA? Over Jimmy
PGA Championship. He beat out Duffner.
I thought it was Furyk.
I thought it was Duffner.
It was Duffner.
What was the one that Jim Furyk blew late in his career? That was at Olympic, right?
US Open at Olympic.
He had
Webb Simpson won.
Webb Simpson.
He shot.
Webb Simpson and Keegan Bradley are basically the same person in my mind. So like,
what's that?
Who's ever said that statement? Webb Simpson and Keegan Bradley are the same person in his mind.
I mean, they're like the same.
In what regard?
Just like they're just a guy who has won a major.
What?
Yeah.
Well, he got a point. I
Like-
hate to admit it.
Like what outside of what's recognizable about either of those guys outside of
Keegan Bradley's swing is pretty recognizable. I would
because
never.
because
If I saw
them-
them, if I saw the silhouette of them swinging, I would never be like, that's Keegan.
yeah, but you're a golf
Or,
coach. I'm talking like to the average person. I feel like Keegan Bradley and Webb Simpson are the same person.
That's just a statement.
I want to see their careers
hope they
side by
never see
side.
this
I'm going to do
podcast.
that right now. I'm going to side by side their
I don't
careers.
think it's a slam. It's just that they both are super solid golfers, and they really lit it up at the right time one weekend, right? Or has Webb won two? Didn't he win two?
No.
No, he's won one.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. We can look that up.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now.
Google it.
I'm looking it up right now because I want to see how similar their careers are. Oh my God, they both have 7 career wins. Keegan Bradley is 38. Webb Simpson is 39. Oh my God, this is crazy. Their official money: Keegan Bradley 48 million, Webb Simpson 45 million.
They do have the same career.
So they're just solid.
They're the
They're
same
both just
guy.
super solid. And
They're
then
just
they
like-
caught lightning in a bottle at the right time. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Really good. I mean, they're obviously really good golfers. Their longevity attests to that. But
Absolutely.
it
It wasn't a dig at either of them. I just think that like they're so similar. Like they're around the same age. Like they both had like that one big peak of success. They both won multiple times on tour. Like they're just like guys that are good at golf. I don't know. Like they're not extraordinary, but they're like pretty good. I don't know.
I just
would
think
say they're
I don't know.
above average.
They're definitely above average, bro.
It's safe to say they're above average, but
Let's just put it this way: they're not losing their tour card anytime soon.
no.
Well, Webb Simpson might.
Where's he at right now?
He's 120th on the FedEx Cup points ranking. He's
Man, we got a long
346th in the official World Golf ranking.
They got a long year left.
Yeah.
There's a long year.
I
left.
agree, but being 346 on the OWGR is not.
So since we just talked about Mexico, let's talk a little bit about Blades Brown, man. So
Yeah.
Blades Brown, obviously he didn't play so well at the dive courses or out in La Quinta or whatever. He didn't make that cut. He shot an amazing round out there and still didn't make the cut. I think he had 7 birdies on the front 9 or whatever. But he finally did it. What was it, T34 out there at Vidant Danta course. So it's like, I mean, what do you guys see as what do you guys see in his future as far as obviously he's got to play off these sponsors exemptions. You know, he doesn't exactly have the same status that all those guys out there do.
Yeah.
So what do you guys see as like his career trajectory at this age? He's only 17 years old. He forewent all of the whole, you know, amateur side of the sport, and he just decided to go straight pro after high school.
My one worry with Blades Brown is that he's going to burn out.
Okay.
And
What
just
gives you
and kind of
that worry?
plateau. My one worry is that he's going to burn out and plateau. Too young to really ever reach his peak.
Why do you say that?
So every once in a while you hear of a golfer who's 17 and he's like the greatest thing ever. And then 5 years down the line, you can't remember that guy's name. And I don't want that to happen to Blades Brown.
I don't think it will, bud.
Yeah, I was just thinking, Zachary, along those lines. I remember there's some.
Shout out, by the way, since we're talking
Mancero?
about this.
Are you guys
Shout
talking
out
about Mateo
to Bo
Mancero?
Hostler. Shout out to Bo Hostler since we're talking about this.
Bo Hostler's doing fine. Bo Hostler has PGA Tour status.
Has he won?
No, there was a hot shot out of upstate New York back
Bo
in the day.
Hostler was 69 in career earnings last year.
You mean annual earnings?
Yeah, annual earnings last year.
Yeah,
Did I say career?
you did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, but he went from leading the U.S. Open to he has 0 PGA Tour wins.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yes, but he was also an amateur at the time.
I understand that, but my concern is I don't want to see what's happened to Bo Hostler because Bo Hostler, I don't know if you remember that U.S. Open. Bo Hostler
I do.
had
That was the tournament Webb Simpson won.
As a matter of fact, it was. Or was it Furyk?
No, that was the one Webb
Okay.
Simpson won.
Okay.
But Bo Hostler
Maybe
in that
not.
tournament had everything completely together. And that's not, by the way, that 0 PGA Tour wins doesn't mean he's never led in a tournament. It means he's never won in a tournament. Because I remember a couple times I'd hear his name pop up. Oh, Bo Hostler's got the 54-hole lead.
I just think he's in a much better position. He's playing a lot better than even those hot shots like Mateo Mancero,
Yeah.
like all those guys, all those supposed like phenoms, young phenoms. He's way ahead of where they were at. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
Is he? I can tell you, I
think he is.
was just saying there was a kid from upstate New York several years ago that did the same thing this kid did, and it didn't pan out well for him. I can't remember his name. I was trying to look it up, but same kind of deal. He was the man, you know, as far as the young golfers, and nobody knows who he is now. I mean, except for his family, obviously. But so I mean, I'm kind of with you on the burnout thing. Is that because it's a grind, you know? It's
You just got to be careful about it.
Yep.
I mean,
it's a grind. I mean, you know, when you a lot of pressure on you, and it's a grind.
this does remind me, though, of something I was going to tell you guys earlier, and I got sidetracked. So guess what I found out yesterday?
Santa Claus.
I was filing my taxes, okay? I was filing my taxes, and I found out, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm getting this 1099 NEC for winning so much money playing golf because, you know.
Dear God. Are we really going here?
But I found out you can write off tournament fees on your taxes.
Of course you can.
I didn't know that.
Why would you not?
Why would you not be able to do that?
But you can write. So I looked it
To
up,
an
and
extent.
I was like, PGA Tour player or like professional golfers write off tournament fees. They write off equipment. They write off like everything.
Yes.
And I was like, damn, I didn't even know that. It never even occurred to me. So anyway, it's helping out on the taxes this year. We're really excited about it.
Special.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize to me. You know, it's your money. It's your money.
The USAID appreciates your contribution.
Alrighty.
I love it.
All right. So, is that all on Blades Brown? Do we have anything else, or?
No, yeah, I just think so. I will say this one last thing. You guys are worried about obviously the petering out. You know, that could happen with his career. I just think this kid has a floor. You know, I think the worst, obviously the worst that can happen to him is he doesn't make any cuts and doesn't for the rest of the year doesn't earn status. But I tell you what, if he does this, even half of those events.
Well, I will say, Zane, this is a pretty weak field.
Okay. But if he does this, even half of these events.
Ty Tryon.
The ceiling Ty Tryon. Yeah, I do remember him. Yeah.
I remember him too. Oh my God.
He was the
shit.
Yeah, he was the man, going to be the man, and you know it didn't pan out.
I remember that guy.
Hopefully he's doing well in other aspects of life, but
what is he doing right now?
I have no idea.
Let's look it up. Ty Tryon.
But I do think he has a ceiling. He has obviously ceiling, but he has a floor, and that floor is getting his card next year. I think that's the floor, because the dude Blades Brown is playing well enough.
He's working as a. Well, let's see what the date on this article is. So never mind. This is
oh my God,
15-year-old article.
What?
Oh my God! I looked at his Corn Ferry stats.
Recently? Is he still playing?
Apparently.
He in 2010 he had gone to David Ledbetter as an instructor.
Oh no.
He's 40 years old. Do you realize how old that makes me? 110.
The last time he played on the Corn Ferry Tour was 2018. He played 2 events and missed both cuts. In his career on the Corn Ferry Tour, he made 8 out of 38 cuts, won only $15,000.
Jesus, Peter, Mary, and Joseph.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna get it done, dude. That ain't gonna get it done.
Now, I will say, Blades Brown has already won more than that on the PGA Tour. He won $35,000 this past weekend. So
that's what so bottom line is that's kind of what I'm saying. And if he can do half of that, like make half of these, Callaway's not going to stop footing the bill on those sponsors.
I agree. My only worry is I want him to reach his potential. But this is the reason why, like, you see a lot of the guys at the top of the list right now. At the top of the list. Especially American golfers. Because it's a little different coming from Europe. Guys on the top of the list right now went to college, played college golf, went through the Corn Ferry, or got sponsors exemptions to go on the PGA Tour and play well.
Yeah.
They don't start on the PGA Tour at 17. You know what I mean?
True.
Scotty Scheffler played for Texas.
Well,
and I watched him play in the national championship for Texas.
Yeah.
True, but that doesn't mean there's one way to get there.
And he went to the Corn Ferry as well originally, did he not? Or no? Am I wrong?
Scotty? No.
Scotty, no. He was good enough. He got sponsors exemptions into events and earned his PGA Tour card.
But I mean, and part of that issue is right. You're not playing against really good golfers. You're playing against the best of the best, right?
Yeah, that's
well,
right.
yeah, and that's
why going to Corn Ferry, you're playing against really good golfers, but you're still not playing against the best of the best.
Right. Those guys still shoot 12 under
right
in a day.
So it's and that pressure on a 17-year-old when you're getting beat down by guys that, you know.
Yeah, which is my concern.
I'm just saying, just proved to himself
that he can make a cut.
He actually proved to himself in La Quinta that he can beat the living crap out of his playing partners. I'm just again, I realized he didn't play well day 3. That was one of those weird tournaments where you don't have the cut after day 2. You have the cut after day 3 because there's 3 courses are playing on.
Right.
However, it's one of those things where he's already proved to himself after these 2 events. he can do it. So I don't think it's a proving thing. I don't think
But like Zane, how long can he finish at miscut or T40 and like be okay?
T34.
Mentally?
Don't short sell my boy Blades.
I'm talking on average. So he finished just outside the cut line, and then he finished T34 on a good weekend. In a weekend field.
Here's the problem with you're putting these on the same level, the miscut and the T34.
100%.
What happened more recently?
I'm putting them on the same level. Zane, I'm putting them on the same level because La Quinta had a better field than this tournament in Mexico.
Oh, gosh, man, I don't know about that. The thing is, with it had a bigger field. But whenever you're looking at like Mexico, you got to have some kind of recency bias there in figuring out what's going to happen next. There's always a recency bias. And so what I'm saying is, because that T34 happened most recently, the likelihood of a miscut is much less than the likelihood of a T34 again.
Okay, I'm looking at this. Hold on. So when was La Quinta?
I just think this kid's already proved to himself that he can do it. I don't think that argument tracks about him not proving it to himself.
I think that's insane, but okay.
You can believe what you want, man. What are you doing?
The Mexico Open at Vedanta.
Crazy little piece of shit.
And then not the Waste Management, not the AT&T. Is it the American Express? No.
It was the American Express.
It was the American Express?
I think so. It was La Quinta.
Yeah, it was a much weaker field. Much weaker field than the Mexico. Or the Mexico Open at Vedanta was a much weaker field than the American Express.
Fair.
So, my whole thing is, okay, is he playing this weekend? Let me see.
It doesn't say if he is or not.
Let me see. We can look this up right now. I don't believe he is because I feel like he'd be in the field.
Yeah, the Cognizant, it's one of the bigger events, so he's probably not in it.
Okay, so, yeah. I was going to say if he plays well this week, then we'll have a better idea because it's the toughest field he's played in. But, yeah. I mean, he's made the cut at the weakest event he's played in. I don't think that bodes as well for him as you do. And that's fine. It's just a disagreement of opinion. He's got a miscut at a decently attended event, and he's got a T34 at a poorly attended event. By the top player.
What is this with the attending? It's a PGA Tour event, dog.
I'm not saying they're not good players. I'm just saying we don't have the top players there.
Is the most confident man in the world right now.
I think the most confident man in the world is this guy who just made $1 million and like quadrupled his earnings for his lifetime on the PGA Tour. But
that's true.
I think one guy's doing a little bit better than the other. But anyway, we're done with Blades Brown because we got TGL to cover. The most exciting game in golf, simulator golf, man.
Dad loves it.
Who's hyped?
Dad can't get enough of it. He told me before the podcast.
He's like, this is my favorite thing to watch.
Every single match.
Okay, it's vindication time. We talked about it last week. We watched a video by Dan Rappaport, Zane's best friend.
Yeah.
He refuses to be mean to him. I'll be mean to him. All right. TGL. Ratings drop. TGL drove its lowest ratings to date last night with 263,000 viewers for the 5 p.m. match. By the way, this is on ESPN. Not ESPN
Doubleheader again.
It's a doubleheader. It's not ESPN 2. Mm-hmm. It's not ESPN Espanol. It's ESPN. and 297,000 for the 9 p.m. session. Okay, so last week we had Dan Rappaport come on, or not come on. I wish. That'd be an interesting interview. But last week we watched a video by Dan Rappaport saying this has already been a success. The average ratings for the event so far is like 700,000 viewers an episode. Now, he made that video directly following the triple header that they had the previous weekend. The problem with that is he made that video following that triple header without waiting for those triple header numbers to come.
That's exactly right.
Because he said, oh, they're averaging like 780,000 viewers a show. And I was like, but like that's not including the current numbers of who's watching. A triple header, which included, I believe included Rory and Tiger. Is that correct, Zane? Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm sorry. Yeah, they were both in that. Yeah.
They were both in that triple header.
That's
and
correct.
That dropped their rate. So first off, he quoted some guy on ESPN saying that they would have been happy.
Not just drop their ratings. So Zach, real quick, I don't mean to interrupt you. Not just drop their ratings. Every single match had lower ratings.
Mm-hmm.
They all had between 300 and 400,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
So every single match dropped the average. Okay. And so I believe I did the math after the episode and I texted it to Zane. I could look it up, but I'm not interested in doing that right now. I believe it dropped the number from almost 800,000 down to just above 600,000. And the number quoted by an ESPN executive, according to Dan Rappaport, was we would have been happy with 500,000 an episode.
That's it, dude. Go in.
And now we have a double header that barely reached 500,000 for the 2 time slots. And Dan Rappaport the whole time in that video saying, this has already been such a great success. And we were saying, well, I mean, right now, if you look at the ratings week to week, they seem to be doing this. When you'd rather see them like level out or start to go up and down.
Or just go up and down. Like just be normal. Like normal.
But like if it was like up, down like this.
Yeah, just be
but right now it's just a straight line
games.
down. It's a straight line down.
Yeah, just be normal NFL primetime games. You'll see that. Yeah, I mean, Zach knows. Like, just be normal NFL. So, like, this Monday night game is great, and then this Monday night game sucks. You know? It's like, just be normal.
But right now, the only thing we're seeing is a decrease in the ratings.
That's right.
And and here's the thing, Zane thinks that he's trying to paint the TGL in the positive light. Maybe he is. But, like...
I think someone gives him money now, honestly.
But, like, at the end of the day, if you don't know the numbers for that triple header, why come out and make a video? Why even post that it's been such a great success?
Why not?
And then we see this week a new ratings drop and a steep one, too. I mean, that's 100,000 viewers over the 100,000 viewers that you lost in the week previous.
Mm-hmm.
On an ESPN broadcast in prime time.
Mm-hmm.
That's unacceptable.
Yep.
And you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Golf nerd Zach was right, okay? People were going to watch the first couple weeks. They're going to quickly lose interest because, let's be honest, no one wants to watch golf on a simulator, especially if the players don't care who wins. And to show that the players don't care who wins, we're going to watch a quick little video. Shout out to Kevin Kisner. Don't know why he's on there, but he is. So we're going to watch Kevin Kisner shank a shot. And laugh about it. And his teammates laugh about it.
Well, to be fair, you're either going to swear violently or you got to laugh about it.
No. So
again, can I just say something?
I agree with you, Dad.
I'm coming from the standpoint of this is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of in my life. The fact that anybody, the 100,000 people watch it, shows just how bad this country, what shape we're in as a country.
What you're saying is those 264,000 people are just mentally ill.
That's a big problem. Mental illness is a bad problem in this country right now. It needs to be addressed. All right.
Oh
so,
man,
that
Dad, I
being said,
love this.
You'd either laugh about a shank or you're going to snap your clubs and hit everybody in the group. So I don't blame them for that. It's not to me. I was telling Zane on the way in, it's not the TGL, it's the FGL, it's fake golf league. It's just insane. I mean,
should we make T-shirts?
Kind of a money grab thing.
I
don't know. It's just I don't know why anybody would watch guys playing. It's basically like you're watching them play a video game, which you guys used to like to do, especially Zach.
Zach made
used to do that. It's like I never even got that at all.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If here's the problem with the marketing. If they marketed it as, oh, you're going to see Tiger and his friends play simulator golf and joke around and have a good time. That's a different thing. They market it as a competitive sports league. They market it as a competitive sports league. And every time Kevin Kisner gets up there, he hits a shitty golf shot and his team laughs at him. And it pisses me off. Mm-hmm. Because if they don't care, why in the hell would I care? And so I don't. What would be the point in caring? Clearly, Kevin Kisner doesn't care to work on his game to not shake a shot every time he gets up to hit the fucking ball. Excuse my language. But it's like, why would I ever care about this?
That's exactly right.
I mean, and clearly it's rubbing off on the rest of society that oh, this isn't like a really serious thing because they've gone from 1 million viewers to 200,000. That's a 700,000 viewer drop off from week 1. Hell, it's a 700,000 drop off from week 2.
Yep.
And you're still watching Jupiter play. That's still Tiger. That's still his team. Rory's still out there competing with Boston, I guess. But it's impossible for me to care when it's so clear that the players don't. If he shanks that shot and he puts his head down, he didn't have to swear or anything. I don't care. But look disappointed. Don't laugh about it. Don't have Tom Kim and Tiger Woods going,
I want him to swear.
Like I said, I don't care. But show that you care.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, this is why I said from the get-go, I said it was a dumb idea to get them all mic'd up. I said that from the get-go. I said having them talk a lot is going to make this less of a competitive golf league and more of what Dad said of it's just a bunch of guys playing on his golf simulator together and laughing and having a good time. I want, if you're going to do something like this the right way, if there is a right way, you have to make it as competitive as humanly possible.
There's no right way.
I think there is.
I think there is a right way. It's pretty dope. The moving green, the way it can revolve however they want it to, the way they can make it undulate however they want it to. Listen. If they had the right technology on reading the golf shots, which they obviously don't because of all the misreads, this could be amazing. But it's just not.
Listen, I'm coming from a place where I watch 90% of the men's tournaments. I watch probably 70-80% of the women's tournaments. But your mom gets crazy because I watch so much golf. I'm starting to I've watched college. Corn Ferry. I will never watch this. This is insane. I mean, it's terrible.
Well, because what they're banking on, and this is why. Honestly, I've been thinking a lot about this because I'm about to share with Zach my screen. I don't know if you guys seen the commercials that they've been putting out for this. Have you, Zach, have you seen these?
I saw like the launch commercial, but like
No. I mean recent commercials. It might have been something they did right after.
Like so the most recent commercial I saw, because like obviously most of the time in the pro shop, especially Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have ESPN on because it's just something to have on in the pro shop. So like the TGL things will come up and it'll be like guys fist bump, like boom, and the crowd cheering, and it's like that's not the product you get when you watch this. It's just a completely and wholly inaccurate representation of the product.
Mm-hmm.
Like I swear to God, I think they put fake crowd noise in their commercials, which is crazy.
Oh, I guarantee they pump in crowd noise. That's a guarantee that they do that.
But like in the commercial, so like you think like, oh yeah, this is exciting, blah 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 blah. Like people are into it, and it's so clear that people are not.
No, they definitely pump in crowd noise. I don't think that's even TGL.
But like the commercials like make it seem like it's a serious thing, and every time I see a clip or I watch, it's just like, oh, this isn't serious. It's just so unserious, it's not funny. Like this would be me and Zane setting up a golf simulator league with our friends at someone's house and doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But here's the thing. This is what.
And you know what the crazy thing, Zane, is? The crazy thing about that, Zane? The crazy thing about that, I would guarantee me and you would take it more seriously than those guys are taking it.
Oh, 100%. We're brothers. That's not my point. My point is that, I mean, this was the way they're marketing this whole thing, and the way they're just doing it completely wrong. But the way their whole thing, they think that their whole value proposition is the. Dad just showed me something really gross on his phone.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah.
I want to get my reaction on the
Dad,
podcast.
Yeah, send it to Zach. He'll bring it up on the pod. It is pertinent to golf.
It really is.
It really is.
Unfortunately.
So anyway, real quick, I just want to say a few words about this. So
there is no way.
got him.
You think
There's
that's fake?
no
That's gotta
way.
be fake, doesn't it?
No way, that's fake. It's got to be real. No, it's my golf vibe. That's fake. No, that's a golf ball on top.
What tournament is that? I'm trying. Hold on. I'm gonna find out what tournament this is.
I'd have to see it.
All right.
I'd have to
Anyway.
see it. Anyway, go ahead.
Zach will share it here in a second. Don't share it yet. So the thing is their whole value prop, they think, Zach, is these guys' personalities. And that's just the wrong prop. That's just the wrong value proposition. You know what I mean? It just is.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys aren't that interesting of people. And they're great at what they do, but they're just not that interesting. And that's the problem.
Well, but see, here's the problem is you'd have to have people, and you're right to some extent, they're not that interesting. You got to have flamboyant guys pulling that stuff off.
100%.
You have to have, Tiger's that guy, but you'd have to have Mickelson who will talk crap to a damn
Tree.
light socket, right? DeChambeau same.
Yeah.
Koepka the same.
Yep.
All the personalities are not in it.
Yep.
You know, Kiz is a personality, but
Kiz sucks.
He's a personality in the same way that David Faraday is a personality. I don't want to see David Faraday play golf.
That's
He can
true.
announce
That's that's a fair statement. So,
but at this point in Kisner's career, that's what he is. He's an announcer.
You agree that that's what they think their value proposition is, right? I mean, that's what they think people want.
Is what?
They think the consumer wants more personality. They think the consumer Because this explains everything. I've been really thinking about this. This explains why they want more on-course interviews. Guys, that doesn't drive viewership.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sorry. It just doesn't. I'm animated about this because
Evidently.
it is
Well,
so
here's the thing.
aggravating whenever you interrupt golf broadcasts to do a walk down the fairway interview with Tommy Fleetwood. I don't care what Tommy Fleetwood thinks. I want to watch golf.
Yeah.
Well, like, here's the thing. It's like,
There's a lot of things wrong.
here, I think they misunderstood the success of Full Swing.
Yeah, 100%.
The Full Swing documentary was a success because it was a focus on the golfers in the PGA Tour. People tuned into Full Swing to see what the golfers on the PGA Tour had to say and what they think about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not why they tune into golf coverage. People tune into golf coverage to watch golf.
Yep.
I could not care less about like Rory's opinion on how he hit his last tee shot 370. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch someone else hit a tee shot 330. Okay? I really don't.
It's like
when I want Rory's opinion, he can make a YouTube channel. Wait, no, actually he can't. Sorry, PGA Tour prevents him from doing that. Sorry, my bad. That's 100% my bad. I won't even bring it up again. Sorry, PGA Tour. I'll keep my mouth shut. Third here.
You're exactly right. The point is nobody goes to IHOP for the sandwiches.
Although I will say, I don't know if you've ever had a patty melt from IHOP. It's pretty good.
God. Okay.
By the way, I think a patty melt might be the best sandwich ever made.
Patty melt is the best sandwich ever made.
Dude, I mean, you get the onions on there, the cheese, the burger.
Don't make me vomit.
And it's like, oh man, it's just good, dude. It's just really good,
dude.
Sorry, if you're making me fantasize about food I can't eat, and it's making me upset.
But Zach, this just goes back to what we were talking about the other week about golf broadcasting. They don't know what the consumer wants.
Yeah,
they don't get it.
Well, 1,000%. Well, like, here's the thing. On TGL, are they doing down the fairway interview? Or not TGL. Sorry. I apologize for bringing up that dog crap coverage.
That abomination.
On Live, are they doing walk down the fairway interviews with Bryson DeChambeau?
No, I don't see him.
Is he the most popular golfer in the world? Yes or no?
Yeah, probably.
Right now, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, if I want to know what Bryson thinks, am I going to tune in to Live or am I going to watch his YouTube channel?
Watch his YouTube channel.
Yeah, because he can say whatever the hell he wants on there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be unfiltered, relatively.
Yeah, and nobody's saying take away like the pre-round, post-round interviews. I don't think anybody's saying that.
Right.
That's in every sport. You know, you have the pre-round, post-round interview, press conference, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's fine. But leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why like the NBA doesn't do this. Their viewership's not suffering, by the way.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't do. I mean, they'll do like a 30-second interview with the coaches.
Well,
and goes into halftime.
NBA viewership is suffering.
Well, let's go to NFL because their viewership's through the roof.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't do like sideline interviews during the second quarter of a football game.
Exactly.
They'll get them before they go into halftime.
After
like
each play, they don't go
seconds.
up to the quarterback and go, "Hey, how's it going out there? We really
Yeah, you threw a pick on that last drive.
The last 5 passes. What do you think? You can keep this up?" They don't do that, and it's because
it'd be stupid.
It'd be stupid. Nobody.
And you know what? Every fan of like that team that like had the quarterback have to do the interview is like, "Stop interviewing my quarterback. I want him focusing on the."
Yeah. Well, it's the same reason why it was such a. It's the same reason why on the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour, it's such a point of contention. It's such a point of controversy because I guarantee you the players don't like doing it. The consumers don't like it. It's just the higher ups thinking that it's interesting. It's like, that's interesting. I get to hear what this says.
Like one of the reasons I love, like, I paid for the Live Golf subscription this year. One of the reasons I love watching Live Golf
Did you tell
Number
Barry,
one.
by the way?
Huh?
Defend yourself. He paid $60 for the Live Golf subscription.
Yeah.
Well,
To
first
watch.
off, I
It's
want to
tax
say
deductible now.
It's tax deductible now.
true.
Think about that. You're welcome.
But first off, I run a golf podcast, right?
That's right.
So
I was-
in order to be tuned in to what's happening in the golf world, I have to watch a lot of golf. All right. It's the same reason I pay $60 a year to NFL Plus to watch every NFL game.
Sure.
And it's the same and get to watch all 22 of every NFL game. So I can see multiple angles of every play.
Sure.
And so I understand the game better. I understand what's happening more. When I watch Live Golf, you know why I love Live Golf? I get to see a shot every second of every minute of coverage.
Yep.
That is cool.
You're
And
right.
the broadcast is interesting. The announcers are engaging. The graphics are engaging. Like one of the most interesting things in the world, and it's crazy to me that the PGA Tour hasn't figured out how to do this yet, is the putt read thing. The putt read thing on Live Golf is incredible.
100% agree with you. That's my favorite graphic they do.
What's
You
that?
see
So
that?
what they
Putt
do
read? I'll bring it up.
they show like a cone, like this ball. If it doesn't start in this cone, it is not going in the hole. And so you can tell as soon as that player hits the putt, whether that's going in the hole or not.
That's pretty cool.
And it's just like, oh my, it's just interesting. It's interesting to watch, which is why I felt comfortable paying that $60. Number one, because I like the broadcast. I like the players involved. I'm a big fan of Brooks Koepka. I'm a big fan of Bryson DeChambeau. I want to see them play. Also, you know, I grew up with Sam Horsfield. He's on the Majestics. That's my team. Go Majestics. But, like, sadly, he doesn't claim Florida as his home, even though that's where he grew up. But we're not going to talk about that. But that putt graphic is one of the coolest things in golf.
Here, I'm going to share it real quick. This is what it looks like for those at home that don't know what we're talking about. This is the Live Putt Predictor. It's really cool.
And it's I've never seen it be wrong.
So you can kind of see right here how, I mean, you've got obviously you've got the line of the target line here, and then you've got the angle of like the perfect putt. And so obviously he's clearly going to be short of that, it looks like. So he's
probably going to miss low.
Probably going to miss low a little bit. And then it shows you kind of that little, that little cone that Zach was talking about.
Right.
Where you want to aim somewhere, but obviously you want to aim here, but the putt's going to kind of go right in here.
Gotcha.
Pretty
But
neat.
it's just like one of the most interesting things
Yeah.
on any broadcast that I've seen. And it's just, and especially, it's one of the most interesting things on any golf broadcast I've seen. And it's like, and they do it so often. It's not like a once every broadcast type of thing. It's like, oh, your current leader has a putt to extend his lead. Let's do the putt predictor on that.
Yep.
The guy chasing, we're going to do the putt predictor on the guy chasing and see if he's going to make this putt. And it's just, I mean, then you have this as well. It's just, I mean, the broadcast for Live is just it's so tight. It's done so well.
They did so well at figuring out what they wanted to do.
Yes.
With their product. And again, yes, for those people out there that say Live's a subpar product because they don't have all the talent, I agree with you. They're missing some talent out there. 100%.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of
But
talent.
they do have a lot of talent out there. And the broadcast, that's exactly right. Even if you just took out the shotgun, let's say they went to a normal 72-hole event where it was where they played, from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Right.
It'd still be a better product.
Yeah.
It'd still be a better product. I still wouldn't have to watch freaking footage from an iPhone of an albatross that we covered the other day.
But I mean, that's one of the things, like, you never miss a shot on Live.
Yeah.
He never missed a cool shot on live.
That's because they've employed drones.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Oh my gosh! And the drone tracking of like ball flight, they'll do like an overhead shot of the entire hole.
PGA actually saw that and they tried copying it.
Yeah, I know they did.
Yeah.
But like they'll do a drone shot of above the hole. You'll see the guy swing. You'll see his ball go. You'll see it land. Like it's just like they just do everything they do is done so well, which is why I felt comfortable paying the $60. I enjoy watching Live Golf broadcasts. If I'm going to be honest, most PGA Tour events is better off putting me to sleep than keeping me engaged with the content. I'm just going to be 100% honest.
Well, because they don't show any shots. This is the problem.
Like right around the time where they start interviewing Zach Johnson for 15 minutes about why he's 7 shots out of the cut line, I tune out and I go to bed.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't want to hear Zach Johnson say like, "Oh, we had the best team for the Ryder Cup. I don't know why everyone's so mad at me." When you clearly didn't have the best team, and everyone is absolutely correct to be mad at you for the team that you picked.
Everybody is.
But I mean, listen, that's my thing with the TGL subscription. I love watching TGL. It's a lot of fun. Shout out to Free State of Smith Brewing Company.
Delicious, by the way, Zach. You're gonna love it. Oh, that's better.
I've had the Red Wave before.
That's better.
I haven't had the 2025 version, so
that's better than last batch. I guess more liberal tiers.
That's right.
Collected some more of them.
Yeah, like I said, we went to the echelons of the liberal enclaves to find that.
So anyway, real quick, I wanted to share my screen. This TGL. This is the thing I was telling you about. You gotta watch it. I mean, this is bad. This is just bad commercialized. I mean, it's just bad commercial. It's a bad commercial. And this was on ESPN today. I saw it, and it's Zach. Let's see you watch it. I want to get your thoughts on it. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
This is TGL presented by SoFi. 24 of the best players in the world. No, the universe pitted against each other. Versus.
You can't hear it.
This is TGL.
No, I can hear it. He just said
TGL presented by SoFi. 24 of the best players in the world. No, the universe pitted against each other 3 versus 3. In a first of its kind arena. More Tiger, more Rory, more everybody. 6 teams: Atlanta, Boston, LA, New York, the Bay, and Jupiter. Not that Jupiter. What else? We had a shot clock, mic'd up players, a ref, playoffs, 15 holes, overtime, timeouts. Did we mention the green moves? High tech, higher stakes, and you get to watch it all on ESPN, baby. Keep up. It's golf.
By the way, I mean,
I know you can't hear it.
But I will say this: the thing with the referee, I did happen to browse through it when I was going to watch something else, and I saw that they had the referee out there. I swear to God, that reminded me of a WWE referee.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, that's fake.
Man, that's just like so funny.
Tell me what your thoughts are about that commercial. Dad couldn't hear any of it because we obviously are doing this without headphones, so we didn't hear a lick of it.
My thoughts on that commercial are, it just seems like they're trying to throw a lot of words in at once. So keep up. It's golf, maybe. Like their slogan, keep up.
Well, and this is the thing. I'm sure Dad could tell just from the video. It's
by the way,
so damn confusing.
By the way, screw you, TGL, for stealing Ballsy. That was
you stole Ballsy. You stole Ballsy. And you know what? You shouldn't have stole Ballsy.
Because I know for a fact that logo in the top right corner of this episode was made before that commercial was.
Yeah, that's right. You stole Ballsy, and you'll live. You'll never live to regret it. I mean, you will live to regret. You'll rue the day, you know.
In fact, I'm so confident in that fact, I'm going to plug our merch right now.
On that day, ye shall reap it.
Go to the link in the description. You can find Beerly OB merch. We got hoodies, t-shirts, all the things you could love and enjoy, including hats. And it's not some knockoff TGL garbage. This is a real deal. I've caved on the ballsy thing.
Thank you. It's ballsy, Dad. It's ballsy.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to the audience. I caved on it just now.
Yes.
It's ballsy.
Ballsy's such a good name for a mascot, isn't it?
It's really not, but like, I'm so done fighting it. But there's the hoodie. You can get it in green. You can get it in orange. You can get it in white. I think that looks the cleanest. Or gray. I think that looks the cleanest. There's also a pink. If you're a lady out there and you want to help support the show.
That's right. And pink goes good with Masters green. So
it does actually, yeah.
Pink does go well.
Azaleas.
Green.
Azaleas.
That's right. Anyway, but even I'm sure Dad could even tell from the video footage. I mean, that commercial is there's just too much going on in that commercial.
Well, Zane, you need to keep up. It's golf.
But that's the problem. Is like you don't want the consumer to keep up, quote unquote. You want it to be easy to consume. You want it to be people to know what's going on. You want it to be easy for people.
I think their biggest problem is people actually do see after watching a couple episodes what's going on, and they're just not interested.
I agree with you. That's what the ratings suggest.
Otherwise,
you wouldn't see such a dramatic drop off from that million number.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, in prime time on ESPN, how you can't get 500,000 viewers on ESPN in prime time is insane.
It's sad. It's sad.
It's insane.
Yep.
Like, you're telling me that if Live Golf got that ESPN contract in that same time slot, that they wouldn't be killing it? Like, if the Riyadh tournament was on ESPN in that time slot, you think that Riyadh wouldn't have killed it on ESPN in that time slot? 100% it would have.
Would have killed it.
It would have killed. It would have
killed that.
It would have killed that.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
There's no question.
Killed it is a little bit of a.
I think that they would have probably gotten 600,000 viewers. Which isn't killing it, but it's killing that.
500.
Well, I'll tell you this. I would watch Live in that slot. I will never, ever watch the
TGL.
fake golf. FGLs, whatever.
I just don't think. I think the marketing is crap. I think the way I think they just think the wrong things about the consumer. I think they think that consumers want more personalities from those guys, or want to see their personalities more. You're gonna steal that tea, and they want to they think consumers want to, huh?
I'm running low.
Okay, you are. I think they think consumers want more of these guys' personalities, and we don't. We just want to see them play amazing golf.
Well, like, I want their personalities on thing that's supposed to be focused on their personalities, like Full Swing, like a documentary.
Fine, yeah, or an interview.
It's the same reason why I watch Hard Knocks every year. But do I want to interview halfway through the game with the head coach and the starting quarterback? No.
And it definitely doesn't look good. I think one of the main reasons people are tuning out, and I think we covered this. I think it's the technology.
I think it's the technology, and I think it's the players don't care.
I think if I agree in a sense. I think if the technology was totally sound, I think they'd still be above 600,000 average.
Maybe.
I do 100% believe that. I think people are tuning out because they can't take it seriously because they don't know. They don't know if it's reliable or not.
That's fair. So real quick, the thing that Dad shared, we're gonna bring it up on.
We're gonna end on this.
Yeah, this is to end the podcast.
Love it.
So I actually found what tournament this is from. This is Christy Kerr in 2002. This is kissing the trophy she received for winning the LPGA Longs Drugs Challenge at 12 Bridges Golf Club in Lincoln, California.
That was literally the name of the tournament, the
Longs Drugs Challenge, yes.
Please,
She finished with a
expand that
8 under
picture.
par.
Could you expand that picture? Could you zoom in?
I could try. Give me
Zoom in.
Give me 1 second.
It's a little small on the screen. I'm just kidding. It's the right size on the screen.
There we go. Is that good enough for you, Zane?
No, now it's making me feel insignificant. It's making me feel a little bit.
So, like, obviously the question is, why is this trophy so phallically shaped? It was her first win on the PGA Tour. Shout out to Christy Kerr. Yeah. That was the thing that Dad shared in the middle of the episode. So, and I was looking up what the name of the tournament was, and I found it. So
I don't make the news, I just report it.
Oh man.
Don't blame me.
Christy Kerr's looking a little more attractive.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I'm only a piano player.
alrighty. So thank you guys for watching this episode. If you like this episode, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And other than that, we will see you guys next week.
All right.
Have a great week.
Have a good one.